It's time. It's upon us. The moment is here to show you what you yourselves have decided are the best films of 2023 that we're going to be talking about naturally in 2024, because we must always award things that happened in the past, because to award future things, that would be real fucking stupid. The cat's still figuring it out. Are you good? Are you good, bro? I swear to God, this cat is like a little baby. Cinemateq Film Awards 2024 nominees. Let's do the business. First, we are going to be looking at Best Original Score. And the nominees are Killers of the Flower Moon. Rocco. God, he just took a big shit. I'm going to be smelling shit this whole live stream. God damn it, cat. Cover up your shit. And the next nominee for Best Original Score is Oppenheimer. And the next nominee is Poor Things. All right, Rocco's done. I think Rocco's done. Next, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And your final nominee for Best Original Score is The Boy and the Heron. Interesting nominees. I don't remember seeing a couple of these at the Oscars. I guess that just means we're better than them. Oh, and by the way, these are being presented in alphabetical order. There is nothing in here that would suggest anything about how many individual points any of these films got. It's just alphabetical order. Now let's move on to Best Hair and Makeup. And the nominees are Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Maestro, Poor Things, and Priscilla. Congratulations to all of the nominees. All right, let's move on now to the next category, Best Costumes. Ooh, the fancy one. And the nominees are Asteroid City, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Congratulations to all of these Best Costume nominees. And the next category is Best Production Design. And the nominees are Asteroid City, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Isn't that the exact same as the last one? Yup. It looks like we were all having very original thoughts about costumes and production design separately. Way to go, everybody. Asteroid City not snubbed this time? Well, yeah, because we're really good at this. The next category is Best Editing, and the nominees are John Wick Chapter 4, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Congrats to all of the nominees, of course. I'm going to say that every time. But maybe we can make sense about the Best Sound nominees after I tell you what they are. And the nominees are Godzilla -1, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, The Killer, and The Zone of Interest. And honestly, y'all got this category fucking correct. Good for each and every one of us. This is great. The next category is Best Screenplay. And remember, in the Cinemateq Film Awards, we do not distinguish between adapted and original screenplay, because I feel like it would be way too difficult to expect people on the internet to be able to tell the difference 100% of the time. So instead, we amalgamate it. And the nominees are Anatomy of a Fall, its first nomination, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, and The Holdovers. Also, I think first nominations for Past Lives and The Holdovers, and no American Fiction. You are correct in the chat. The next category is Best Cinematography, and the nominees are John Wick Chapter 4, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Saltburn, its first nomination. Best Stunt Performance. That's right. We celebrate stunt performances here at Cinemateq. To the Oscars? No. To the SAG Awards? A little bit, but they don't put that award on the TV show, which is, and this is true, fucking stupid. The nominees for Best Stunt Performance are Dungeons & Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves. Oh, that's right. Dungeons & Dragons is here, everybody. John Wick Chapter 4. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Napoleon. And Polite Society. Look at me dead in the eyes right now, internet. Look at me dead in the eyes and tell me that you saw Polite Society being on here. You didn't. But guess what? Cinemateq cinephiles go fucking hard, baby. Yeah. Next category is... Oh, wait, I forgot. Stunt Performance actually has 6 nominees. The Killer is here. Whoops. The next actual category, Best restoration. That's right. The very best restoration of a film that was released in 2023. Obviously, none of these films are going to be from 2023. That would be strange if that were the case. And the nominees are After Hours, 1985, Fargo from 1996, Police Story 3, Super Cop, the Jackie Chan film, hell yeah, Royal Warriors from 1986, the Michelle Yeoh film, hell yeah, Stop Making Sense from 1984. Are there only 5 in this? Nope, because The Color Purple is here as well from 1985. But 6, you think 6 nominees would probably be enough, right? Never mind, there's 7. Thelma and Louise from 1991. Now, we're getting into the film-specific nominations. Best Fantasy Film, and we're going to start seeing some new ones now, aren't we? The nominees for Best Fantasy Film are Barbie, Beau is Afraid, Dungeons & Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, Poor Things, and the final nominee is The Boy and the Heron. And now we're moving on to Best Science Fiction Film, and the nominees are Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Poor Things, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and The Creator. Did I let Poor Things get nominated for both fantasy and sci-fi? Yeah, I did. Now we're moving on to Best Horror Film. Which of these 5 movies scared you the most? And the nominees are Godzilla -1, Infinity Pool, Saw X, Scream 6, Battle of the Roman Numerals, and Talk to Me, all nominated for Best Horror Film. Congratulations. Now we're moving on to Best Comic Book Film, and yes, there were a couple of good ones this year. And the nominees are Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Nimona, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, and The Killer. Next up, we have Best Documentary, and I don't mind telling you, the Oscars and us disagree. Well, mostly disagree. And the nominees are 20 Days in Maripol, American Symphony, Beyond Utopia, Pamela, A Love Story, and Still, a Michael J. Fox movie. And now we're on to even yet another very good category. Best First Film. And the nominees are American Fiction with its first nomination, Past Lives, Rye Lane, Talk to Me, and Theater Camp with its first nomination. Now we're moving on to Best Animated Feature. And the nominees are Nimona, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Suzumi, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, and The Boy and the Heron. And the next category is Best Non-English Language Film. Who are the nominees? Let's find out. Anatomy of a Fall. You probably saw this one coming. Godzilla -1. Past Lives. Next up is Society of the Snow. There we go, there we go. And the final nominee is The Boy and the Heron. Oh my goodness. Now we're moving on to Best Supporting Performance. And one of the key interesting things that was going on in the background of this whole nomination process was where or if Lily Gladstone was going to get nominated. Would you, the viewers, nominate her in Best Supporting Performance or Best Leading Performance or both? And how would I deal with that? Well, let's find out. I'm going to keep you in suspense for one other second. I also just want to point out that this category is non-gender exclusive. So anyone on the gender spectrum is nominated for it. It's just the Best Supporting Performance, period. So with that said, the nominees are Charles Melton for May December, Glenn Howerton for Blackberry, Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. We got that answer pretty quick. Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, and Ryan Gosling for Barbie. So there you have it, all of the nominees for Best Supporting Performance. And yes, Lily Gladstone did get into Best Supporting Performance. And for the sake of transparency, I will tell you all, Lily Gladstone qualified in both categories. She finished top 5 in Best Supporting Performance and Best Lead Performance. And so I came to this decision to put her in Best Supporting Performance because it was in this category that she had the most points. I wasn't going to double nominate her. That just felt like I was taking someone else's spot. And I personally think that it was a supporting performance, and so did a lot of you. So Lily Gladstone will be up for Best Supporting Performance. And now, as you may have guessed it, we're going to move on to Best Lead Performance. Who is going to be nominated here. And the nominees are Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, Emma Stone for Poor Things, Leonardo DiCaprio for Killers of the Flower Moon, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, and Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall. Oh my God, look at that stacked lineup and Leonardo DiCaprio. We need to move on to Best Direction. Who's going to be nominated for Best Direction? And the nominees are Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, and Poor Things. And yes, those are your nominees for Best Direction, which means now we should probably find out who's nominated for Best Film of 2023. Everyone get in the chat and tell me. Tell me who you think is nominated for Best Film. And if you're watching the VOD of this later, the VOD as they call it, get down in the comments. Who are your predictions for Best Film? And the nominees for Best Film of 2023 are Anatomy of a Fall, Asteroid City, Barbie, Godzilla Minus One, John Wick Chapter 4, Killers of the Flower Moon, May December, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things. And you may have already been able to tell that there are not 10 films nominated in this category, but 11 films nominated in this category, with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Oh, and guess what? There's actually 12 films nominated. The Holdovers. Yes, there was a 3-way tie for 10th. So we got 12 films in the Best Film category. The first time in Cinemateq history that this has ever happened. So, as always, with the Cinemateq Film Awards, we're making history, everybody. And just like in recent history, guess what? Voting starts right now.